Da 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 da. Fuck!
One.
You fucks! No! Damn it, I've hit record. We're committing. Fuck you guys. I'm pissed off. This is the angriest episode of the podcast yet. They fucked me up. I was counting down. You're not supposed to say one. I went 3, 2, beat, and no!
So Eric is upset. He's gonna take a second to cool down, and I'll introduce us today. So welcome to our episode. Was this 20 something of the?
20 something.
It's 22 or 3 or something like that of the Mediocre Company podcast. I'm just Clayton. Inside of Eric's subpar laptop is our overly par partner. That came out wrong. I don't remember your name.
The Lord Commander of the pod.
Andrew Kanopic. And then beside me is this loser that is named... Oh, fuck. I don't remember the names. Reek, right. Reek.
I am Reek.
So, I think Eric's cooled down now. I'll give it back to him. This is usually his section.
Fuck! I'm just kidding.
That's gonna be really... Like, I have, like, the volume at 70.
I know.
And then you're just gonna blow their face.
I just pissed
came
off
out
our
wrong.
9 viewers.
All fucking 9 of our committed viewers.
Cat.
And they're all beautiful.
Andrew,
You don't
that's
know that.
probably
They
not
actually
true.
could be deformed and ugly. We've never met them.
They listen to podcasts, so they're
They're
probably
beautiful
not.
on the inside.
And even worse, they listen to our podcast.
This week, because I'm wildly underprepared, we're gonna solely talk about the newest Star Wars movie.
Last Jedi.
The lastest of the Jedi, and there's gonna be no news unless I make news up.
Roger Federer won tennis this morning. That's news.
Andrew, we're getting some feedback loop. Like I can hear Clayton. I can hear Clayton twice.
How about now?
That's good.
Yeah, I don't even barely want to hear him once, so twice is a lot.
True. But other than Roger Federer's victory, I don't really
Yeah,
have
so
anything.
I'm sure that people tweeted about things. I definitely sure of that.
Actually, I guess if anyone plays League of Legends, they put out a trailer for the Swain rework.
Okay, yeah.
That's news. I
And
think.
the new league season started.
Yeah, that's true.
So-
There's gotta be something TV related we know. I mean, all of our TV shows are back now.
Yep.
Like they're off winter break. That's news.
Black Lightning's
Black Lightning
has
started. I haven't seen the first episode yet, but I heard good things.
I've seen.
I thought it was very good.
Me too. I've seen the Black Lightning premiere and the mid-season premieres of Flash and Supergirl. Both I enjoyed. I haven't caught up with Arrow because I'm really, really dreading that. Because I'm not having fun this season.
It's having a rough time.
Yeah.
It started off really well, I thought.
Yeah, me
But, like,
too.
the last episode, it feels a little bit feels a little bit underwhelming, but anyways, we're not talking about CW today, are we?
I think the problem with it is, like, I don't think it knows what it wants to do.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
just trying to do a bunch of things and not really deciding on any of them.
And not doing any of them well.
Maybe they should just
Yeah.
like think about retiring Arrow and only bringing him back in like crossovers and
Crossovers?
shit.
Yeah.
Just assume there's no
down.
supervillains and he's just
I-
taking down drug dealers or something. They can visit him once every once in a while.
The good first seasons, those are done, and like that one, like middle season in a long show's run, like happened last season because that was amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't see how it's gonna get better.
No, I think it peaked.
It might have, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they could surprise us. I
Yeah.
mean, last season was a surprise. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
But
And it did kick up half at the mid-season.
that's true.
premiere.
Yeah, the first part of that last season was a little bit
slow.
and then it kicked up. So I mean, it could get better, but again, like, I'll just wait and see. I'm not really critical when it comes to TV because it's superhero TV and they're all not that good.
Yeah, they're all not amazing.
And the grand run of TV shows with your Game of Throneses and your fucking other top bill HBO.
Inhumans.
Shut the fuck up. Our CW shows are just solidly average and niche.
Yeah.
Okay, so that happened. Anything else? Come on.
The
Brainstorm.
new Dragon Ball game comes out Friday, and I am very excited for that.
Oh, you know, I think I saw something about that. It actually looks really... I remember I saw, the graphics were really good.
It looks beautiful.
I haven't played a Dragon Ball Z game since I was, 8, but it was fun last time I played it.
This one is a 2.5D fighting game, so it's like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter style.
Nice.
Cool.
And oh my god, I am very excited. I just pre-ordered a special edition, dropped 140 on it. No big deal, but you know, I'm happy. It makes me happy. Stop yelling at me, Mom.
I mean, I've done that. I did that with Injustice when it came out, or Injustice 2. It came with an esports jersey because I pre-ordered the Stupidly Stupid edition.
Oh, I didn't order the Stupidly Stupid edition. I ordered the halfway to Stupidly Stupid.
Just stupid?
Just stupid, yeah. Just one stupid thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, respectable. I don't know. I usually just see things and I'm like, money, here, take it. Forget I don't have any. Anyways,
So, I mean,
Dragon Ball Z, League,
we've
TV
rambled for
shows.
long enough.
Yeah, I feel like we've done enough pre-ramble.
Pre-ramble.
To-
I like that.
to justify going
Rambo.
into our topic of the week.
Our review.
Our review in quotes. Our Star Wars.
So, Andrew, would you
Eric?
care to summarize the movie?
Spoilers if you haven't seen it.
It's been like 3
Big
weeks.
time spoilers. This is the movie we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's called Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It was directed by Rian Johnson and starring Adam Driver because he's my favorite. My favorite big nose.
Absolutely.
My favorite big nose boy.
Yeah.
Very
He's
wide.
So hot.
Wide boy. Big pants
He
boy.
is
He's
hot.
thick.
He is thick. We can go over the memes later.
Yeah. So, do you want to give us a summary? If not, we can get Clayton to do it.
Oh, geez, Rick. Here I
You
go
know what,
seeing Star
Clayton,
Wars.
you got this.
Star Wars is mine, I guess, yeah. I've probably seen it the most
Yeah.
out of anyone here, so. Alright, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Fuck. So we start off with our. Actually, almost directly after the ending of Force Awakens, with the Resistance coming back from their victorious victory at Starkiller Base. And they seem to have forgotten that the First Order is still overpowered without that. So,
Yeah.
First Order wants to kill them all. The Resistance kind of wants to not everyone die, so they're trying to run away. Poe Dameron does some stupidly brave things, and it's kind of stupid but brave, so it makes cool cinema but not good sense. And then Leia chastises him. A bunch of people die. It's great. Lots of explosions. You have to say the visual effects in the movie are great.
Gorgeous.
So yeah, Resistance is in trouble. They're being chased by the First Order, and of course, for plot reasons, the First Order has developed a way to track through hyperspace. We get to see Rey and Luke chilling. Luke's just salty as fuck, super like nihilist now. He just hates everything because he failed the Jedi and everything, and Rey's just confused. Chewie sees Luke for a second. That was cool, and then they didn't really expand on that at all. Porgs.
Chewie ate some porgs. Chewie
Yeah.
definitely ate at least one
Well,
porg.
Yeah, that was
He didn't
depressing.
eat it, he was kind of shamed.
Yeah, but he definitely ate one. Like, he ate at least one.
Probably, yeah. I mean, well, he already cooked and killed one, so why throw it out? You might as well respect them by eating it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, honor its mother.
Exactly. So we get to see a look at Luke's life with the bluish greenish milk, the weird spearfishing techniques.
That was cool.
Weird.
Snapping things.
Yes.
I'd like to point out, since you just mentioned this fishing thing, so like Luke severed his connection to the Force for a little bit. So like that's spearfishing, like that's total skill.
That's
Oh
talent.
boy, yeah.
That's not midichlorian induced.
That's not midichlorians. That's just pure. He's good at fishing.
Yeah.
Of all things, you think a person from a desert planet would be good at. Fishing is not one I thought.
No.
So we get to see some weird ass Luke things, some weird ass Rey things. Rey's trying to convince him to do Force things, and he's like, no, Jedi suck.
He had some really good points though.
He
but
did.
He was at the same time. I think he was very inconsistent.
Yeah. Well, I actually read this really cool article that went about how the Last Jedi and the prequels go really well together, but I was going to save that for after the summary to go into. I'm divesting from the summary here.
This is still the summary, okay.
Okay, yeah, we're still technically summarizing here. So, First Order's killing. I think we go back to the First Order now. They're fucking the Resistance. Kylo Ren does some cool ship things and destroys all their ships, and Leia somehow survives the vacuum of space with the Force because Star Wars.
You don't have to go this slow. You don't have to tell it scene
I'm trying
by
to hit the plot points
I know,
here.
I got it, but
Because,
like,
this is stuff we might talk about later, so I'm trying to get it all.
I guess.
All the stuff we might mention, so we don't have to go back in the summary.
Well, that's just clever, and that's not what we're about here, Clayton.
I mean, I guess. Stop interrupting me, bro.
Sorry.
I don't know. At some points, it feels like the movie moves really slow, too, so
I
I'm trying to
agree.
make it seem like
I
there's something
agree.
to talk about
It
here.
was a very long movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt the length. It wasn't like
It was
Transformers
the whole
Last
entire.
Night length.
It wasn't like I only felt the length on the Finn and Rose segments that I was about to summarize now.
Yeah.
Like most of the stuff with the Resistance and the First Order, and then I guess some of the Rey Luke stuff, but some of it was fun. It just the Finn and Rose stuff
At the
got
point
me.
that I decided it was too long, it was when we were already like 2 hours into the movie, and I'm like, holy fuck, we haven't seen half the trailer
Yeah,
yet. Like,
I totally
where's
agree.
That fucking Soul Planet? We're
haven't
2
seen-
hours deep, and we haven't seen like 45% of the trailer.
Yeah.
It's true.
I
Those
agree with
fucking
that.
ruckety bolts of shit. All right, let's start streamlining here. So where was I? Finn wakes up. Him and Rose try to go do things that'll stop the First Order from tracking them. We'll talk about it later. The Resistance stalls and slowly dies. Rey decides that she doesn't need Luke, and Rey. I guess Rey and Kylo have this weird mental thing that they keep doing where they start to seems like flirt.
Yes. It's
Um,
much flirting.
Eventually, Rey decides that she needs to go confront Kylo
She was just horny.
for redemption things and
Yeah.
horny reasons. Luke says no. She ignores. Yoda comes in. That was cool.
Yeah, surprise Yoda.
Surprise Yoda.
I was very surprised.
I didn't know that was coming at all. I was pretty happy though. I liked it.
A little kid spoiled it for me in the line for the movie.
Oh,
Oh,
did
you
you
told me that sucks.
did you punt him?
I wanted to.
I would have. So yeah, we have that. Rey gets taken by the bad guys. They do a really cool fight scene. Kylo betrays Snoke and cuts him in half. I guess the fight scene comes after the cutting of the half.
True.
Then Rey and Kylo separate. Messy breakup.
Very messy.
The Resistance plan goes to shit. Fight scenes. Salt
Yep.
planet.
Yep.
Bad ships.
Yep.
Kylo has anger issues.
Boy.
Luke's a player.
Luke had some good stuff.
Luke's a fucking fiend, and Resistance escapes.
Correct.
Yes. I think that's enough detail for now.
Yeah.
It's not a
Yeah.
written plot synopsis, but
You get the point.
it'll do, donkey. It'll do.
Now, do you guys want to start positive or start straight from the bottom and go up? Like, what did we hate and work to what we wanted, what we enjoyed? Did we want to be like, this wasn't very good, but this was? Do you just want to just talk?
Maybe what we liked first.
Okay.
I really liked Rey's new outfit. I thought she looked real hot.
Okay. I guess that is a. Yeah,
I
chalk
really
that
like
one under.
Kylo's lack of outfit. I think he looked real hot.
true.
Okay, true.
Can you put on a towel or something? No. Stay.
No. Yeah, so that was good. I quite enjoyed that specifically.
Yeah.
I liked other things.
Pretty much everything to do with Rey and Kylo. I actually really enjoyed.
I
Yeah,
liked.
that was the highlight of the movie. Every scene that they were in, amazing.
Yes, all of it was great.
I really liked the Rey and Luke stuff. I thought Luke,
For the
was
most
a
part, that was
cool part
awesome.
of- I thought that was really good character
Yeah.
development for Luke. Like,
It wasn't the way I thought it was gonna
No.
go, or I guess as Luke would
I mean,
say,
he told you
this
that.
isn't gonna go the way you think. Yeah, it was interesting though, and I definitely it seemed like it was under fire from a lot of people, but I will defend it if I have to in this podcast here. So I guess we can pretty much just say Rey in the movie was great.
Yeah.
Rey's still great. Rey's awesome. We love Rey.
Kylo's so
My
badass.
favorite scene, and I think I might have backup on this, was the Rey Kylo
Casino?
versus the guards fight.
oh yeah.
that was like a fantastic fight scene.
Oh man.
Like
Oh,
that-
it was
that-
so good.
That made the forest scene from Force Awakens look like Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader in the Death Star. Like,
Yeah.
that was so awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know, I really like that they did a bunch of, new things with it. Like, they threw lightsabers at each other to use the other person's lightsaber. and
Yeah.
Just, it was very, smart and a very cool fight scene.
They definitely have some sort of connection. Like, I don't know if
Yeah, Rey and Kylo are...
there's something. Whether it's they're gonna fuck, whether it's they're related, maybe because it's Star Wars both. We don't know.
Oh boy, here we go, empiring again.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But there's something between the two, and I am all for it.
yeah, I'm a little bit jealous though.
Yeah.
Why does Rey get to be with Kylo
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
me? But I actually really like Poe Dameron too.
Yeah.
I like Poe a lot in Force Awakens, and I thought he was in there about as much as the story would let him. But he was really featured in this film, and I actually really like Poe as a
Yeah.
character. I think he's oh sorry, you go.
No, go ahead. You're...
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say he seems like he's just got that whole entire aspect of he's learning, he's cocky, foolhardy, basically a teenager coming out of Tatooine, and he's just learning how to be a mature leader of the Resistance, and I just
Yeah.
really like the dynamic that him and Leia have. I find it to be the cutest thing past Leia and Han.
Yeah.
About the cutest relationship Leia can get with someone who isn't Han Solo.
True.
And I actually really like that as well. Andrew?
I really like that he's like a flawed hero. Like he's super badass and charismatic and really likable, but he fucks up a lot.
Oh,
and that's really
boy.
cool to see from that perspective. Because usually it's just like the bad guys that make huge fuck ups and end up losing. But like this is a good guy. They're supposed to win, and he's fucking up pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
And it was just very interesting. Like through that, like I wasn't mad at him. I wasn't like, wow, you're such a fucking stupid character. Like, why are you doing that? Like, the decisions he made sense, but the way that they played out also made sense. And it was cool to see, like the good guy kind of get fucked over.
Yeah, it made sense from that, like, point of view of people who watch the movies and play the video games, and the hero goes in these daring missions that seem impossible and makes it out, and everything works out in the end. It's like that. It's that, like, fight first, ask questions later mentality that you think every hero has, and then in this movie kind of is like, yeah, in real life that doesn't actually work,
Maybe
and this is why.
Do it.
And it is awesome. Everything Andrew just said there was pretty much like
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Like it was a really good way to play out the character. I think
I know the answer, but have you guys read the Poe Dameron comic that came out?
not yet.
Nice.
I was gonna do
No.
Luke next, and then
So
see maybe something new.
I haven't read anything of it. The only other outside canon I've seen besides the couple cartoon shows is the new Battlefront game. And I have a theory that I came up with right now.
Mm-hmm.
What is the girl's name from that game?
It's not her son, if that's what you're thinking.
Damn!
Because she has a daughter in the DLC. And
Fuck. I thought that would have been cool shit.
it would have been interesting changing their names, and that's Poe.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't. Didn't they say who his parents were?
I
at
know
some
he
point?
had his mother was someone
in the
special.
Resistance, right?
And I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not Iden though. So for anyone who didn't play or whatever Battlefront, the main character was a Empire worker turn Resistance worker when the Empire went down, and that was Eric's proposed theory was that her and her love interest might have been the parents of Poe Dameron. A little bit of background information for anyone who hasn't played it.
So now Andrew had a very nice segue into the next character I think we should talk about. Dumb characters.
1 sec before we get there.
Yep.
Speaking of that nice segue, I'm gonna maybe ruin it.
That's fine. That's what we do
Does
here.
anybody else ship Finn and Poe? Because I think they are a great couple.
I ship anything that's not Finn and Rose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
For
agree
sure.
with that.
I don't
I
know,
both.
especially like in the first movie, all like their scenes, I'm like, these two are fucking. Come on.
They going fuck.
I never was super cared about whether or not they were romantic. I just thought it was if they were whatever, sure, I wouldn't be against it. But it just to me seemed like the biggest bro relationship ever. It was like Ricky Bobby and Cal Naughton Jr. in Talladega Nights, just the biggest bro relationship ever between Finn and Poe. The new generation of bro.
Yeah.
I mean, if they ended up being gay, sure, I don't really care.
That's
it would be cool as long as they do it well. If they don't force it down our throats.
Yeah.
Like they did Finn
What
and
I
Rose.
don't want to see is Finn and Poe going off to a casino in episode 9, running around with some stupid horse things.
Yeah. Are we gonna go talk about that storyline now?
Well, we can at least talk about the characters first while we're on characters.
So, rest in peace to the memory of Finn being a good character.
Yeah.
Yeah. My whole approach on that is okay, so all these the 4 main younger characters Finn, Rey, Poe, Kylo, they introduced them in the first movie. Love them. All 4 of them are just great characters.
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
the main 3, you got Rey, Finn, and Poe for the Resistance.
The light set.
And last movie, Poe took a back seat. He wasn't in it very much at all.
No.
And I think that would have been a very smart decision to do with Finn.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
Movie.
I'm okay with him not waking up
let's
till
talk
later.
about gambling.
Yeah, if he had just not woken up, if he'd been comatose for most of that movie, woken up near the end, and then that's
on
where
crate?
Yeah, on crate. And that would have been better with the outcome that came out of that, with Finn not dying.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Him
I
just
agree.
waking up later and then being part of that there and taking the bat seat to Poe and Rey this time.
Yeah.
I agree. That's
Just
actually a really good
having
idea
him-
that I didn't think about
Having him
before.
on the ship with Poe and backing him up, so Poe doesn't have that kind of weird looking alien pilot just giving him backup. That could have been Finn.
Yeah, it could have been. You're
Easily.
right. They could have almost they could have used Finn in so many better ways. Instead of doing what they did,
Yeah.
it just Why did they do that?
Yeah, it was.
First off, actually, no. More importantly, why did they make Rose? What is her purpose? What does she serve other than Finn's?
Forcing political and world issues down our throat.
Where they needed an Asian character, so they threw her in there. Is that what it is?
I guess. I mean, my thought was they needed a non-Rey character to be Finn's love interest.
But
Because
why?
that. Well, I mean, they had it. They had a bit of chemistry between the two in The Force Awakens.
For sure.
And then so
I
you're
think they had more of a friend relationship, though.
yes, but I mean
There
you
were
know what?
elements of stuff you could see every once in a while. Like, sometimes they'd say something, or, like, the hug on Starkiller Base when Chewie's like, yeah, it was Finn's idea to come rescue you. Like,
Yeah.
that, moments like that, you could kind of pick up, like, a maybe they're gonna be something. I agree, but, like...
I'm glad they aren't.
Yeah, same. I think it's... But I'm okay with not having... You don't need to force a romantic relationship. It's Star Wars, not
But-
Titanic.
Star Wars is like a gigantic billion-dollar franchise for everyone.
I guess.
They want to. They're spreading their shotgun of market range so wide that they just want to hit everyone. I'm surprised there isn't a little, like, 30-second horror scenes to get those people who like horror, and then like they're just trying to get
Did you mean the
everyone.
black hole? And on Octo? Oh, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, they're doing it because they need to get more people in, which is stupid. It's Star Wars. People are gonna see your movie.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly don't understand why Star Wars spends money marketing on TV advertisements.
Yeah, they could just say we're dropping a Star Wars movie in December, we'll see you there, and I'd
Hey.
be like, oh, yes!
We'll give you one trailer to get all the Star Wars nerds wet and hard, and then we'll see you in a year.
Yeah, literally, like fuck.
Like, it's so popular that they don't need to do it. They don't need to throw in things for people that
Yeah.
aren't going to go see it solely... sorry, I said that wrong. Like, they don't need scenes to get people that aren't going to go see the movie.
Otherwise, to go see it, yeah. And I mean, like, I'm not saying they can't put romance in there, because it has worked well in the past.
Yep.
Han and Leia is, like, one of those clutch couples.
Did you mean Anakin and
Anakin and
Padme?
Padme was weird. But, like...
Obi-Wan and Satine?
But why would they...
Anakin Sand, not great.
Anakin Sand, that was an abusive relationship. But, like, I would have preferred to see the Beauty and the Beast. Kylo's the Beauty and Rey's the Beast, and
Yeah.
is the romance. Like,
Yeah.
Like, that would have been completely fine with their, like, and it's not even like a romance, it's like that, like, unspoken bond, which was, like, kind of akin to a half romance,
Yeah.
and that was way better than the fucking forced Rose.
Mwah, kiss right at the end there.
That's how we win, we save what we
the
love.
thing that I used to justify is
No.
like, okay, this bitch thought she was gonna die. Get some action before you go, I guess. But like that was the part that bothered me the least. It was just her whole presence and the unnecessariness of her being there.
I liked her
Like,
introduction.
For me, she very much just symbolized everything that I didn't like about the movie.
Like,
Just like a bunch of pointless shit,
a lot of
a
it.
bunch of new characters that take away spotlight from the characters that were established in the last movie. Just like a lot of the problems I had with this movie, just she represents all of them.
Yeah. Now, what Eric said a second ago, which I agree with, is her first scene was pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, where she's
Oh, for
introduced,
sure.
I enjoyed that. That was funny.
Yeah.
But, like, just, like, everything after.
Yeah.
Like, ever since they left the ship, it was,
a
like,
shit show and a half.
every single time I went to see that movie, I dreaded those scenes. When they were on, I zoned out. Except for the first time, obviously, because the first time I sat on the edge of my seat and was trying not to masturbate, but,
Happens. Shirtless Kylo.
shirtless Kylo gets me.
Oh,
Andrew's making sex noises. I mean, I'm not gonna chirp that cause same, but yeah, it's like, should we go through it and point? Like, are they gonna? Is Disney gonna listen to this and like say, okay,
Well, they
what
are.
not to
We
do?
know they're listening.
Do we?
Well, I assume
think
Disney
they're one
owns
of our
the
nine?
NSA.
True.
And they just listen to Disney owns
everything. Yeah, Disney owns everything. So, like, it's just. Do we want to talk about this more, or do we want to wrap up on this?
Let's finish talking about characters because I want to talk about some of the guys on the dark side a bit, and then we can talk
like
about
Snoke the joke, or
yeah, pretty much Snoke the we can't afford Andy Serkis, and that's pretty much why I think they killed him off.
Maybe.
He didn't do anything. He was
I think
so
that's the point.
underwhelming.
I think that was the point, though.
But I don't get it.
It was I've read interviews. That's pretty well the point.
Like-
He was very much a MacGuffin that they're like, okay, we've already done this with the Emperor, and he's inhibiting Kylo from doing Kylo things, so...
He was Kylo's
plot
catalyst.
twist.
I guess that's fair.
Yeah, I now I'm not like I'd be interested in seeing like if they put out like a comic book series or something like some other type of thing that went into Snoke's background or something like that. Because there is a theory that I heard, but like I don't really have to get into it here because it's long and like not overly convincing. It's kind of like mostly circumstantial evidence about where he might be from. But like they put out like some sort of like comic or TV show or put him in a TV show or whatever, like, you know, Disney Star Wars things to explain where he came from. That'd be fine. But like I'm not saying it was the greatest way to use him, but like I'm not angry about it. Like it to me was the catalyst that brought Kylo Ren's character further.
The spark that lit the fire.
Yeah, he was the spark that lit the fire that burned up
The
Kylo,
new temple.
or that raised up Kylo Ren. I don't know. Like it was he was the one I liked more of the two, anyways. And what like Andrew said, he basically was just the new Emperor Palpatine. Like he appeared from afar, always kind of like shrouded in mystery. You never know where he came from, and I mean maybe they'll go into a prequel for the sequel, a sequel prequel
Maybe
trilogy to show more about his past, like they did with the Emperor. But like, as far as I'm concerned, he just
Sorry.
Oh, no, you got.
Yeah.
I pretty much finished my point there.
For me, it's just like I'm fine with how they killed him off. Like that was like unexpected and like really cool.
The twist.
But like I just wanted something. I think we deserve as fans something, not just hey a bunch of potential, and then nothing. Because like the Emperor like did stuff. The Emperor was like compelling.
Yeah.
This guy just like talked on a screen, sat there in a robe, and then got cut in half. Like
Snoke.
I just wanted something. Like even if they just like brought up like who he was, even if it's like no one major, just like something. That's all I wanted.
I want them to replace the useless casino scene with Rey and Finn. Sorry, not Rey. Rose and Finn, and have maybe half of that time put towards a small little like where Kylo met Snoke. You know, I'm super okay with that. To me, Snoke just felt like a really shitty hand job that didn't get finished. Like you're feeling it. You're like, oh, the first movie it's getting really good, and then it's just still going, and it's even kind of raw and sore, and then she just stops and leaves.
Sad hand job from Eskimo Hooker.
Yeah, like that's what Snoke was.
Maybe
to
he
me.
was just a no one cared who I was till I put on the burns.
Maybe
Some nobody who came out of nowhere. I don't know. I mean, like he might have just been a boring backstory, and they never really had anything for him. Maybe that's just it. They couldn't think of a good backstory for him that hasn't been cliched or done before. And
I guess that's fair.
Instead of doing a backstory for him.
Cool? Okay, so let's say he was Darth Plagueis. Okay,
right.
What if it was like okay, so no general audience person knows who that is, but like fans like us do.
Correct.
So like it would be like a little bit of fan service to like say drop like a name drop.
Yeah.
But, like okay, so Rey's on the island with Luke. What if she reads about him in one of the books and like hears about this like big bad Darth Plagueis guy, and she's like, oh shit, maybe that's who Snoke is.
One of the books.
Kylo Ren just fucking kills him, and she's like, oh shit, okay. Like, that was a big, like, thing avoided. Like, that would have been cool. Just, like, a little bit of...
a throwaway line just to finish me off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if Plagueis would have worked, though.
Sorry. Hello?
Sorry, I don't know if Plagueis would have worked with the way they're going. Because, like, they kind of have, like, a really big focus on, like, Snoke wanting to not... Like, he's not a Sith, and, like, wanting to tear down, like, the Sith or whatever, and like he also has like
someone from extended universe.
But I mean, Plagueis could work because I mean he was like one of this.
It feels forced though. It feels like you're forcing like a familiar name down our throat because he's a familiar name.
I know, but I mean that's kind of what Star Wars did.
Not really. How? When?
They did it a couple times in the prequels. Give me a minute.
We don't have a minute. We're on air.
I know. Fuck.
Okay, we'll talk. You think?
She was reading a book. Let's say there's like a big bad in Star Wars canon named
the sacred texts.
Named Jimmy. Okay.
Jimmy.
And she's reading this passage out of book, and it says, blah blah blah, the reign of Jimmy, like terrorizing the galaxy. Last time he was seen was in this huge explosion, and no one knows if he made it out alive.
Right.
And, like, that would draw connections that would make it probable that Jimmy is Snoke.
Yeah.
And then she goes in and, like, she has the thing with him and Kylo. and then it's like, oh shit, like this is this big bad guy probably, like we just read about him, like they're fucked, and then Kylo kills him, and it's like, holy shit. I think that would
Kylo's even stronger.
Yeah.
Trixier. No, don't you dare do that.
So I don't know. I think that would make things better in my opinion, but
Yeah, I don't know. They could have put something in there for sure, and like I'm not saying it would. I'm not even saying they did it better than it could have been. I'm just saying like I'm not overly upset about it. Like I don't really
Jabba the Hutt in episode 1. Got
What?
it. In the Phantom, Jabba the Hutt was in the episode Phantom Menace, and that would be them just throwing familiar faces just for fans wank.
But that makes sense because Jabba is a Hutt who rules most of Tatooine.
I mean, with good writing,
Yeah, okay, with good writing, I think you made everything work, but like the prequels didn't have good writing, it still
I
works.
know.
So
Okay, I just needed one example.
Okay.
All right, hop off.
I'll give
me.
it to you. I'll give it to
Thank
you. It's yours. Have it.
Thank you.
I thought you were gonna say Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I was gonna roast you.
No. He was the obvious one. I needed something.
He's
different.
the main character.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he's more important than Anakin. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, I like. Maybe they'll go into it in episode 9 a bit. Maybe, I don't know. Like they could do like something where instead of like how Kylo met Snoke, they could do like why Hux has a boner for Snoke.
I do. I want to circle back to that pissing contest between Hux and Kylo. I want to circle back to that.
It was so funny when Hux started pulling out the blaster while Kylo was asleep or unconscious, and then he wakes up like as he's doing it. He's just like, he just puts it back. I was like, what the hell? That was so
I
funny.
love their relationship.
Yeah, they have such
It's
a
fucking
sibling
hilarious.
relationship.
Man, it's like the most like
It's just this dick
abusive.
measuring contest, and I could not be more in favor of it.
It's like me and my brother when we were young, except for my brother was Kylo.
Yeah.
He just beat the twat out of me whenever I pissed him off, but I was still there and relevant. Like, fuck.
Still relevant.
Oh, fuck Hux. I mean, I actually don't mind Hux. He's funny.
I like Hux. Yeah, I
When he
like
gets
the
like
relationship.
when he gets tripped on his face at the beginning, that was hilarious too. Good, there's a lot of good
I
Hux
think-
moments.
I think he was one of the only instances of humor used appropriately.
Yeah, there's a lot, like almost a lot. Anytime they use humor with Hux, it works.
Yeah,
Any other time, it just made me.
a lot of it
No.
fell flat.
A lot of it did. I think they that's because they put a lot of the humor into that thing that we don't want to talk about again, and that's
Yeah,
like,
they
and just
tried.
none of it worked.
I don't know what they were thinking. Like were they trying to lighten the movie? Were they trying to make it feel less long?
I don't think like, but they should have committed.
Yeah.
Commit to a tone.
Yeah.
And don't ruin Finn. I liked him.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
We can talk again. We
Yeah.
can come back to that later. Is there any potent characters we haven't talked about yet?
I mean, do you guys want to talk about the Collector?
No.
Okay.
I think he was. I think they wasted the actor on a shitty character.
Yeah,
and he's
I
probably
agree.
not. I don't see any reason for him to come back.
See, like, I enjoyed his kind of dynamic. Just, it's like, hey, I'm not good, I'm not bad, but I'm gonna go wherever benefits me. Like, cool premise, but that whole plot was so unnecessary, and he
Oh.
didn't need to be there.
Yeah,
So,
I mean-
therefore, I'm just not considering him.
There's one scene that I liked with him, and I think that builds a lot to the kind of the theme that they're going to with the possible theme that they might be going to with this arc, where he's with Finn in the room and he's like, let's see how this guy makes his money, and then shows the X-Wing at the end there, so
Yeah.
like sells weapons to both the good and bad, good in quotes, bad in quotes. I think that scene was that was a good scene.
That was
As
a
it
very
kind of like,
political scene.
yeah, I feel like they're kind of putting that like theme forward that maybe there shouldn't be a light and a dark. There should like, and it's just perspectives, light and dark are just perspectives, and at the end of the day, everything is actually just
Well,
like,
yeah.
the same, and you're all idiots because you're blinded in your fight against each other. Whereas if you just took a step back and realized like there is just all perspective, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of like really added to that kind of theme, because that's what another
Tone of
thing
the
I got from
movie.
Kylo and Rey's thing is like Rey's not 100% light, Kylo's not 100% dark. They're both kind of in that like a gray area. They're both drifting towards their sides respectively, but they're both in that kind of gray area. And then that scene mirrored that theme perfectly,
Yes.
which was nice. And then the rest of it didn't mirror anything.
I'm willing
But-
to bet your girlfriend's life that that they had that scene first. They went, this
Yeah.
is a really good scene to mirror the theme of the movie.
Mhm.
Let's do something with it. Someone pitched it, and the Ryan Johnson was like, I like that. Someone else do something great with it, and they got it back and goes, I
We're running out of
guess.
time, I guess.
yeah.
Here, I have an idea. How about horses that aren't horses? How about slaves again? We didn't do that yet. What do you mean? We did that in Tatooine. No, it's different.
Different slaves.
Because these slaves sweep.
Yeah, they're still children, though.
They're still children. Well, yeah, it seems like Star Wars doesn't deal with adult slaves. They only do children slaves.
Children slaves on Tatooine, children slaves to be Jedi.
Yeah.
That one ended easily.
The only adult slave that we really see is the one who's there for plot convenience, and that's Shmi.
Yes. 100%.
Anyways.
To birth the movies.
To birth the movies, yeah. Now drifting away from Star Wars' boner for child slavery. Broom Kid. Who's excited for Star Wars 9, Return of the Broom Kid?
See, I don't think it'll be Star Wars 9. I think it'll be the spin-off after the third spin-off.
Star Wars 10, the anthology.
I agree.
Broom Kid.
I think that was Rian Johnson setting up his trilogy.
Oh,
Broom Kid, a Star Wars story.
Didn't his trilogy get canceled?
No.
I'm pretty sure they canceled it.
Did they? They canned it already?
I think so.
I
mean, maybe it's not confirmed, but maybe they're just talking and thinking about it. But there's
Wow.
definitely, it's in the air that they might just not work. They might get canceled.
I have opinions that we could talk about after maybe we're done talking about this movie.
Is it about the new trilogy that he's doing?
Yes.
Okay, sure, yeah. We'll leave that for the end.
I mean, it's looking like we're going to have a couple extra minutes to fill there to get
Our lack of
half-decent-
news
Yeah.
left us relatively shorthanded on this podcast
Yeah.
because...
I'm
Lack
not
of
even
news.
close to being done talking about this.
No.
Oh, I can definitely keep talking.
Yeah,
about
but
it.
like
for sure.
we're only at 36 minutes, so like we usually go an hour and 20 if we're talking about a movie for a while. So like, it feels like we're, I would say, halfway through chatting. I mean, we
Probably.
got summary, characters, most couple scenes, and then we'll just keep talking.
Yeah.
But
One character that we didn't feature, neither really did the movie, was Phasma. Anyone want to talk about
fucking-
Phasma?
They're just teasing.
They
Phasma.
didn't learn from Boba Fett.
No,
They Boba Fetted Phasma.
she's the Boba Fett 100%.
Yeah, the Boba Fett of the new
But
trilogy.
she's the Boba Fett 2 times running.
Yeah, she's been Boba Fetted twice.
Yeah,
Even Boba Fett only got Boba Fetted once.
that's true. We're saying Boba Fetted a lot. It's
I
weird.
disagree.
I never said there was too much.
Yeah.
That's true. My shirt, my
Do you
bookmark.
guys
I like
think she's
Boba
gonna be
Fett.
back next movie?
Well,
Do
to
the
get
same thing?
100% get killed off in a couple seconds.
Oh my god. I mean, I hope not. It's just getting to become a cliche at this point. You imagine she
I
comes
don't-
back
I
and
don't
she
think
doesn't
they'll do
die? Phasma comes to the light side, turns the
I
the
have
fight.
a theory. Phasma comes back episode 9 to lose a limb. Classic
Go
Star
away.
Wars trope.
Go away.
Just one limb burned off.
Yep, just one gone.
She comes back with a stump. I can't use my staff anymore, but come at me, Finn.
Yeah. And then she'll fall down another hole.
How'd you guys
Yeah.
think of Black BB-8? I thought he was hilarious for that whole 5 seconds.
That was a solid... Yeah, I can't remember they made a pop figure about that kid.
I have zero recollection of
It's the
what he
droid.
did. I
Remember
know
when they were walking... Yeah.
I know who he is.
He
I just
spots-
don't remember the scene.
He spots them when... Or he's mainly spots BB-8 under the cardboard box, and I'm pretty sure he tips off the First Order that BB-8's in a cardboard box, and that's probably weird.
Okay.
Remember he does the X-ray vision thing?
Yeah.
And then he, for some reason, they brought him to the Power Core because Star Wars loves droids.
They love droids. Who doesn't love droids?
I mean...
George Lucas wrote a show called Droids.
Did he?
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff from Rebels is taken from that show.
Oh, interesting. Yo, never, fuck. I'll talk about it later.
Great talk, man.
I'll talk about it later.
Quality.
I'm saving it
content.
for the end because it's better at the end.
I mean, everything is better at the end.
That's not always true.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes it's a disappointing end, like
True.
your Eskimo sad hand job. Anyways, we're getting off topic. What were we talking? Star Wars. So, we talked about characters. We talked about
Leia?
Leia.
Yeah, we can talk about Leia. We didn't really talk about
I
Leia.
don't know. I really like Leia.
She was fine. Very fine.
I think she added good stuff.
Thought they should have killed her off at one of the 3 points where they could have killed her off.
Me too.
Okay, yeah, I could see that too.
100%.
I'm not saying she definitely should have lived, but I'm just saying I liked Leia.
Yeah, like, I think it would have been more impactful if she did die when Kylo decided not to kill her.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Eric and I talked about this. Like, this could also segue into us talking about things that we maybe didn't like or would have wanted changed.
Yeah. I
Fair.
love
But I
quality
think
segues.
that scene where, like, Kylo's gonna blow up the ship, and then he hesitated and didn't do it, but then just, like, these random grunts did it anyways.
One of the
I
only
think
times
that was
random
so-
grunts do anything.
What's that, sorry?
It's one of the only time random grunts hit a shot in Star Wars.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That one random grunt stunned Leia at the beginning of New Hope. Leia is really good
Actually-
grunt fodder.
And in the Return of the Jedi, random grunt shot her shoulder.
Yeah, she's grunt fodder as fuck.
Leia is grunt fodder. That's just sexist.
That is... Come on, George.
They need to start shooting grunts. Actually, I guess Chewbacca took a shot. I was gonna say Chewbacca, but who hasn't taken a shot from a grunt? Luke.
He's got the
dead now.
Force.
Who's the person? Give Finn a shot. He can,
Someone shoot Finn.
Yeah, he needs a plot arc that doesn't revolve around Rose. Someone shoot Finn now.
But first shoot and kill Rose.
Yes.
And then...
Spray fire towards Rose, and then a stray shot hits Finn.
Yes.
Now...
Better. All of them firing at Finn, because they're stormtroopers, they miss, and murder Rose, and when he's going over to see her, he stubs his toe.
And he stubs... Okay! Fight for what we love! Oh, fuck. I just... they ruined... Why? Why? But, like, Rose could have been helpful.
She could have been a good character.
But they just didn't do it. Like, I feel like the actor has potential.
Yeah.
Like, actress. I get, like, the actress wasn't bad. Like, I feel like she had potential. They just didn't write her well. And it just... okay, sorry, we already talked about this. Moving on. Stop talking about Rose and Finn. It's getting me triggered.
Anyways, so when there was, like, the ships, and Kylo hesitated and didn't take the shot, and then the grunts, like, just blew her up anyways.
Yeah.
I think that would have just served as really great motivation for Kylo to continue the plot progression that he, like, the character development that he was going through.
Yeah.
The whole movie. The whole, like, I didn't do it, but it still happened, and, like, that really shows, like, the First Order doesn't matter about me. It's just they're gonna do the bad thing, and that's why we should tear them down, and that's why we should tear down the good guys too. And, like, I think that would have just really sparked his character development more than just, like, him chatting up Rey.
Yeah, no, yeah, 100%. Like, it would have made more sense. The way they did it was fine. I have no issues with that, but I think it could have been done better with that situation, or...
Could have added to it for sure.
Yeah.
And this was one of, like, a few instances that I just felt like Rian Johnson was like, I don't want to deal with this. JJ, deal with the next movie.
That's very fair.
It feels like to me like they're trying to kill off the original like the main original trilogy, like 3 members, 1 per movie, and then like it was slated for Han, Luke, and Leia, and then they kind of just committed even though it didn't make sense to the films.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they had that decision made before they started like writing this film. They wrote the film, and even though it would have been better to switch it up, they just like, oh no, we're sticking to our guns and we're doing this the way we had it planned from preconceptions of Star Wars 6.5 before they even started 7 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's like kind of what it was. Like they just plan on doing it this way, and then even though they should have changed it to make it make more sense, they just didn't. Because that's what it felt like. 'Cause from a narrative standpoint, sitting down and writing that from scratch, like why would you do that? Doesn't make sense. But like having like a scaffold that you're going around, and then deciding like you can't change the scaffold, so you force things like that makes more narrative, like makes more sense for how they might have thought about it.
Yeah, like maybe Hamill didn't want to do another one, so he didn't sign.
He was actually like one of the most reluctant going back into it. Carrie was all in, and
Harrison Ford hates Star Wars.
Mark was like, Harrison's gonna say no, so I don't have to do it, and then Ford said yes because
like fuck,
he might as well get more money. He's probably the richest old man alive now, and
he needs to buy new planes.
Yeah, true. Jesus Christ. Fuck. But yeah, that's just like that's what I thought about. Like maybe like that was my thinking of maybe that's why they did it. Because you guys are like it doesn't 100% make sense.
So now, what are they gonna do in 9?
Oh boy.
I think there's going to be a time jump. I think it's going to be
100%.
like 5 to 10 years in the future.
So then, are we gonna have Leia die off screen now?
Yeah.
No.
I think you have to.
No.
I mean,
no.
unless
how else would you do it? Because they already said they're not going to CGI her.
Oh, they said that? When did they say that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They said in an interview, I'm pretty sure.
Killing her off screen is a disrespect
to the character.
To Princess General Leia.
The only thing I can think is if they actually had a lot more of Leia filmed in 9 than they let on to us.
Maybe.
And then when she died, they had almost all of 8 done and about half of 9.
And it's just
and then
they
they could kind of Aaron No, not Aaron Walker. Paul Walker. That's
Paul
his name?
Walker.
They can kind of Paul
Walker,
it.
like Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Fast 8,
Okay.
Furious 7,
I don't
whichever
know.
fucking
Whichever one he died
Whichever
in, and then-
Fast or Furious numbered they are.
Yeah. That's my only guess
yeah.
for a really good
If-
way to do it.
I'll be very angry if they kill General Leia off screen.
Yeah, it just makes...
Like, that would just literally be disrespectful.
Yeah, I just... She's done a lot. She's there. They didn't kill her, and then to have her either die off screen or have a throwaway she walked off into the sunset happily ever after. Like,
Which
that's,
also wouldn't really fit the narrative.
that is not that, and that is
No.
100% not a Leia character trait. She's been
No.
fighting this fight her whole life.
She
Like,
she would be in the fray. If this fight ends, she'll be in the Republic building from the ground up.
Yeah.
She would never leave it alone.
No, it's, like if she killed the First Order, she would be the first person to create the new Republic.
The New Republic. The New Republic, if you're with the old canon.
True.
Too. Yeah, like, she would never walk away. Yeah, I feel like it'd be disrespectful, and especially with the way the other two characters went out. Han Solo went out in his, like, heroic kind of way, trying to, or, like, try to redeem his son way, and, like, the fatherhood qualities, like, went out with a really strong, emotional, special feeling.
And progressed Kylo's character.
Progressed character arcs. Luke went out progressing character arcs, doing important plot things, and basically saving the Resistance's ass.
Yup.
Like, they both died doing things that mattered. So if Leia just dies off screen or, like, some other inconsequential way, and it's like she's the only character to the original three that just, like, gets shit on.
Yeah.
Like, instead of using your technology that you can easily use to CGI, or for what reason exactly? Why would you would do that?
mean, when does Episode 9 come out? 2 years from now?
Yeah, probably
Yeah.
Christmas
So-
19.
Disney has been doing
20?
CGI de-aging for a while, where they've been trying to replicate faces.
Mm-hmm.
So de-aging has got to be harder than putting in the same face,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Like, they did it with Grand Moff in Rogue One,
Yeah.
and they did it with Leia in Rogue One, and
They
they de-aged Leia
Yeah.
in Rogue One, and it still was fantastic.
it wasn't perfect, but with 2 years more technology development, like Moore's
Yeah.
Law says,
It
these
doesn't even
things.
have to be perfect.
No, I
It doesn't
know.
even have to be perfect. I'm totally content with the best they can do, as long as they put their best effort into it.
One guy in a Leia mask. That's all you need.
Just, it's like the Chewbacca mask with
Yeah.
Leia instead. It's a dude, like a very physically obviously
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. As long as her story's good, you know, that's what I'm there
Gotta
for.
be
Pretend
good.
you're blind,
Yeah.
and you're just there for the story. Why does Leia sound like a 70-year-old man now? Just shh.
Fine.
Um,
Spark the rebellion.
Spark the fire. Fuck. I don't know.
She just has a cold. It's fine.
Why did Carrie have to go die? That hurts. Okay, we're not talking about that. That'll get me sad again.
Yeah.
I had to fight through that last year.
Yeah, last Christmas.
Last Christmas, you broke my heart. Is it 2018 right now?
Tis.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
How the time passes. She died in 2016, didn't she? At
Yeah.
the very end? Jesus Christ. It's been a whole entire year without Carrie Fisher.
It's been a sad year.
It's been a sad year.
Honestly,
2017 sucked.
worst year.
Yeah, the only good thing I got her that was like Nicole, and even then, she's only okay sometimes.
I mean, she's fine.
She's the light of my life when she's not mad at me. Anyways, we were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah, I've totally lost my train.
Yeah.
Andrew's good at getting us back on
Yeah,
topic.
you got me on Carrie Fisher. Andrew, take us back in.
So, like, that's obviously going to be an issue to deal with in the next movie.
Yes.
But I'm going to wait to, like, fully just set my mind on it. But I think after next movie, I believe and have faith in JJ. But I think we're going to feel we're going to definitely feel that there was different directors for these movies.
Yeah.
I would have much preferred, I think, if JJ directed all three. So that way it's one person's vision. Because I think Rian Johnson and JJ had very different approaches to how they want this new trilogy to go.
Right.
And I think we're going to really feel that. Because I think, like, Rian Johnson just kind of, like, did exactly what he wanted to do. And he's like, okay, not my problem anymore. JJ, have at her. I got my own trilogy now.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
obviously not as drastic, because, like, he's a fan of Star Wars, but
Yeah.
I don't think he took into consideration the full story.
Yeah,
I think he very much just aimed to do his own movie.
It kind of felt like he saw episode 7, went, I liked it, but here's what I'm going to do with what
Yeah.
I was given. fuck you, JJ.
It was very tonally different from
Yeah.
7. Not that that's a bad thing, but like, yeah, I can agree with that. I think it would have been a better idea to go with one director for the trilogy, and then have different director for the anthologies, because that's like where you want to have those like super different tones and different kind of like Rogue One things that are amazing. Because like a movie like Last Jedi, an anthology would have been like great.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that like it kind of like made it weird. It did some weird things for the continuity we already had built with our new trilogy that caused a lot of people stress, I think. I don't know. It's just
I haven't seen this online at all, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, there's a meme out there for it. But like, this is an original idea. If someone else thought of it, it's just because I guess there's another smart person out there. But I like using this metaphor. Everything that the fans were hoping for and wanted, like all their theories and JJ's like kind of where he wanted the series to go, and like all the ideas that he set up in the first movie, was the lightsaber that Rey was holding. And Rian Johnson was Luke, and he just fucking threw it off the cliff.
Yeah, like that was super weird.
I thought that was funny.
I thought it was funny. I definitely thought there was good comedy on that island with those fucking little things that kept getting shit on. Those bird
the
things.
little Nonas, the little baby grandmas.
The
They're so
Nonas.
cute.
Oh my fucking! Those things hate Ray.
Yeah.
Those things hate Ray so much.
Fuck. So bad.
Those
were the real victims of this movie.
They
Sure.
were. They're the real victims of the First Order.
fucking the rock. Oh fuck that killed me. I just feel like the lightsaber just didn't matter to Luke anymore. Why does he care about it? Why would Luke care about the lightsaber?
Yeah, because he has fully disconnected from
The Jedi.
the Jedi and the Force.
Let alone the fact that he disconnected from that lightsaber in Empire Strikes Back.
He did fully.
He's certainly
disconnected.
very fully disconnected from that. So I just like, yeah. I mean, like again, it was weird tonally going from the importance of that lightsaber in 7 to it being thrown away almost nonchalantly in 8. But like as a character standpoint, from Luke's point of view, like I can definitely see why he wouldn't really care. He's kind of like, oh, neat. But like, it's like seeing your blanket that you used to use as like a child when you were 3. It's like, oh, cool, look at that blanket that I used to love more than anything.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need it anymore because I'm now 80.
But would you throw that blanket off of a cliff?
Andrew,
I mean,
I already have.
To be,
I mean, like it's a good tool to have around.
but the cliff is like technically his house or his home. It's
Yeah, he could have just been throwing it into his laundry room
I
for
don't know,
later
or
consumption.
even if like he just like threw it on the ground or something, and
Yeah.
he goes to, like if it didn't mean anything to him, why wouldn't he just be like, yeah, you could have that. I don't fucking want it.
I mean, yeah, it's probably that specific part was probably just comedic effect, but the whole entire point of him just not giving shit about it, like I get it. Should we talk about Luke now? Should we talk about nihilist Luke?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so who wants to start into nihilist Luke?
Andrew?
Okay, I will just this is my opinion. So I thought he had a lot of really, really cool points. Like, it's like vanity to think this belongs to one person, and like both sides aren't really going about it in the right way. Like, no, there's no one that owns this. Like
Disney.
that, like all that, like that logic was very compelling, and it made a lot of sense. So like, there was some silver linings to Luke, but overall, I thought he was very inconsistent in this movie, and I think the perfect example, and Clayton, you could correct me if I'm wrong because you've seen the movie more than me, and more recently, but when he was like chatting up Rey, and then she just went like straight to the darkness, and he's like, dude, like what the fuck?
No one
You can't
does that.
You can't do that. Like no one, you cannot do that. That is so bad. Like I'm done training you. But then the next scene that they're in, he's fucking training her again. It's like that didn't just happen.
What was the next scene?
I don't remember like vividly, but like it was back to him tutoring her after he just had a hissy fit, stormed out and said, "I'm done."
Was
With
it?
zero explanation. Like he just went back to like teaching her shit.
What did he teach her after that?
I'm not 100% sure. I don't
Like,
really
he
remember. I
looks
just
at-
remember that was very weird.
I don't think he does go back to teaching her, does he? After that scene, like, he sees her hanging out with the lightsaber, but he doesn't actually say anything. And then, I don't think he actually does teach her anything else.
I might be mistaken, but I very much remember feeling in the movie like, okay, I guess that last scene where he said he's done doesn't matter.
It's been a while. I can't remember.
It has been a while. Oh, fuck.
It very well may. That definitely could have been how it went. I don't remember 100%. All I remember is that, and then her going into the pit of
She went into the pit of despair. Oh, fuck off. That seems weird.
It did nothing. It was very cool to look at, but it did nothing.
It gave no answers that I wanted
That
answers
Doctor
for.
Strange does. It was just visuals.
Yeah.
Except for Doctor Strange is a good movie, but like it was just visual effects based at that point. They're just Disney's just showing off cracks and knuckles.
Yeah,
Want to
essentially.
see what we can do on a screen?
You want to see how much money we have? Here.
We have every ray you see is $1 billion.
Yeah. $1 billion of rays.
$1 billion worth of rays. I wish I had just $1 worth of ray.
Yeah.
Just shake your hand.
So, where else can we go?
I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah, like, it just felt... I feel like Luke did flip-flop a bit, but I feel like it went with the plot. Like, I feel like whenever he was, like, against it, but then whenever he kind of, like, saw a semblance of what could be, or a semblance of the light, he kind of started coming back. Like, she's there, and he's, like, ignoring her. She goes in the cave, and he sees the Jedi text, and he's, like... He obviously knows she's Force-sensitive and using, like, the Force passively. He's, like... And he kind of opens up a little. He's like, who are you? Like, it starts being curious, and then he goes back to being sour. And then he sees her abilities in the Force in the mountain, and he's like, that's like, he kind of seems excited. He's like, this is cool, this is good. And then she does the disappointing thing, goes to the cave, whatever, and he's angry again. And then you're doing the lightsaber thing, and she's doing well, and he's like, oh, look at her, she's talented. And then she cuts the rock in half and destroys the poor fucker's carts. And he's like, never mind, she's a retard. And then, like, it felt like he went back and forth with a natural kind of curve of why. Like, I felt like there's every single time he flip-flopped, there's a reason why he flip-flopped to me. Like, that's the way I interpreted it when I watched it.
Okay.
As for what he trained her afterwards, I don't remember 100%. Again, it's been a while. I haven't seen the movie since, I think, like, Christmas Day or something like that, so.
I have a thought question for you two.
Oh boy, here I go thinking again.
Where the fuck do you think his green lightsaber is?
Probably just destroyed in the hut.
You think?
I think it got destroyed. That's my best guess.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just kind of I thought about it. Kind of interesting to... You think Rey might stumble upon it and hear more voices?
No, because that one isn't connected to her lineage of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
True. Actually, that is a fantastic segue.
Into Rey's parents?
We got no answers to her parents, besides the one that them saying her parents are nothing.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe that?
It.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
well,
don't.
she seemed to... Kylo saw it. He said he saw it, and then Rey, like, it seemed like Rey knew it all along. Like, when she had said it, like, she said it out loud without him having to say it, like...
But that, I mean, Kylo didn't actually say anything. He just led her to a place where she said what she was thinking.
I mean, he said they were dirty junk dealers who died at Popper's grave in Jakku, right?
Yeah, he could have been
specific.
He could have been,
he could have been
tugging her
bullshitting.
chain.
He could be. I don't think he is. I think it's better that way.
I like the fact that we didn't get beaten over the head with this, because then that shuts up all the fans who are like, well, I wanted this to be, and then, you know what I mean?
But think about it with the way they're... Oh, sorry.
The answer that they gave, like, you come from nothing, like, you don't belong in this story. I thought that was more powerful and impactful and did more for her character than, for some reason whatsoever, Kylo just be like, hey, you're related to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
See,
Who?
I think that scene...
Why does that matter?
Star-Lord? Who?
I think the you don't belong in this story was a subtle way of the writers telling Rian Johnson to get rid of Rose.
Yeah, Kylo's saying you don't belong in the story to the wrong person.
Yeah, like...
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to dip back into Finn and Rose for like 2 seconds.
Oh, no!
They
Let's
did
go.
nothing.
Yes.
Like, that whole journey
It was pointless.
accomplished nothing. The whole point of it was that they failed and didn't contribute to the plot.
They negatively impacted their own team by being, by just not being patient and trusting in authority, which was Poe's whole entire lesson. They fucked the Resistance into a corner. Yeah, 100%. Like, they were retarded. And that whole entire film part was retarded, and I hate that scene, and it's stupid. And anyways, back to Rey. Yeah, I don't know, I like that she's from, because I feel like that goes with the theme of what they're kind of, like, promoting, whereas, like, burn down the old, bring up the new, and, like, at this point, the only, like, other than, of the new characters, like, obviously there's a Resistance in the First Order, of the new characters, the only one who's holding up the old is Kylo now. He's the only new character from a lineage. Finn's no one, Poe's, like, someone, but, like, not, like, overly important character from the films. Rey's no one. Like, they're all kind of from unimportant lineages except for Kylo. Of the 4 main characters in this new trilogy, the younger ones, Kylo's the only one holding up the old lineage. So
Yeah.
like after this whole theme of they have of like it's not just the Skywalkers. Like it felt to me like the end of the film was kind of hinting towards like the older passing. It is happening, and it's time for new people, not just newer like humans as in like or newer people as in like born later, but like newer as in different people from different places coming in.
It is nice because it shows you that the world isn't just Tatooine, Coruscant, Mustafar, Naboo.
Yeah, like people come from other places and they have talents.
Did you say Hoth?
Hoth.
No one comes from Hoth, Andrew. It's like Alaska. No one comes from Alaska. People go up there every once in a while to
When
see
they're
it,
poor.
but no one comes. No one. I hope our
I don't know why they
listeners
call it
aren't
Hoth.
Alaskan.
They should call it cult.
Hi, my name's Jim. I'm up after the band.
Yeah, no, it's like
it.
yeah. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. Right. Now we should talk about the greatest pickup line ever that Eric's now gonna use on Tinder. You're nothing. You're no one. You come from nothing. Date me.
It's good. It's very obvious negging.
You know what you are. You're nothing. You come from nothing.
It might be too on the
date
nose.
me. I'm great. You're nothing. Date me. Pickup lines 2018. Yeah.
Blatant negging.
Blatant necking. Negging. Not necking. That's different. That's his. We're making weird sounds on podcasts now.
It's what they come for.
Okay.
The weird sounds.
Do we have anything more to say about Finn and Rose? Do we have to go back into
Can
it?
we close that
I
box?
think I'm done. I said my piece.
Yeah, it didn't need to be there. It wasted time. It ruined Finn's character. Actually, I want to talk a little bit more about Finn's character just as Finn, not as a necessarily function of that plot line. Like, why did they keep him alive?
Yeah, we didn't talk about that. That was stupid. He should have died. That would have been so much better.
Like, if Andrew's way had gone through and Finn had been the last one and not been overly important, him surviving is fine.
Yep,
Makes sense. But
100%.
the way Finn is in this movie, one, he defeats Phasma himself. Well, not himself, but he defeats Phasma in battle and knocks her in the fire, assuming she's about as dead as a Sarlacc's mouth. So he defeats his enemy. He tries his best, but he doesn't succeed.
Correct.
He's doing his best to be as heroic as possible, and he has a heroic death being handed to him. He has a meaningful impact on the story after the useless impact he had earlier. Like, he did nothing. That storyline was negatively impactful for the Resistance. Everything they did fucked it up. So he had a chance to come back and do something that mattered, and then they ruined it by keeping him alive for reasons unknown. Like, why? The way they did it, it made sense to kill him. If they had done it differently, sure, he could have contributed to episode 9, but the way it was done, it didn't make sense to keep him alive in my eyes. I just don't get it. I don't see where they're... It just doesn't feel cohesive with his ragged tear of a storyline he had.
Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of Finn dying, that whole kamikaze suicide run that he was gonna do, and then Rose pushed him out of the way.
Physically impossible, by the way.
Why were they just sitting there? Like, why didn't the First Order fucking blow them up?
They probably just assumed they were
They
dead.
were just hanging out.
Probably just assumed they were dead.
Okay.
I mean, like, they ships went off to the side. I assume they weren't moving immediately. They probably kind of knocked their eggs loose, and then the walkers probably just were walking past. The walkers really don't have side view mirrors or, windows on the side. As soon as the head gets past the ships, they wouldn't even see them, really.
Could you imagine how pissed off the First Order would be if that was the third time in the lineage of their existence where one person destroyed everything they were doing by just shooting something or driving kind of near what they need? Fucking Death Star, you know?
Death Star.
Death Star number 2.
Starkiller Base.
This would be the fourth time.
So one single-handed pilot has taken down their operation.
What they were trying to do. They would be pissed.
They gotta start getting better defenses against single pilot, because that seems to be the good guys' go-to in Star Wars movies is single pilot attacks.
Well, they actually said that in The Force Awakens. Well, there's got to be a way to blow it up. There's always something there's always a way to
guys,
do that.
I think you forgot one other thing that was taken out with one measly ship. That big ass fucking Snoke ship.
Yeah.
Fucking
Okay, well,
speed.
that was
a measly
cool.
ship.
Yeah.
That was not a measly. That was a cruiser. Yeah, that was. I don't know. People were
scene.
complaining about that. I thought it was cool.
I loved that scene.
It was epic.
I thought that was one of the coolest moments.
It was epic.
I like the epicness.
I open up the door. I thought she was also a terrible character, Holdo.
I didn't trust her.
I didn't care either way. She wasn't compelling enough. She seemed just like a goody two shoes substitute for Leia while she was unconscious, and she didn't have enough compelling character traits for me to give a shit until that scene.
Okay,
Yeah, that's fair.
reasons why she was a fucking idiot. Why wouldn't you tell people the plan so you don't have a shit mutiny as you're getting attacked by Nazis?
Yeah, or at least like
100%
your
agree.
higher ups. Like Poe's still like a decently higher up in the army. Like the lower, like the ones who are near the chain of command should probably have known, not just
Yeah,
her.
but I mean, but at that point, like, even if they were scared of like spies or something, like they're cornered. There's nowhere they could go regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. It was.
That was such a stupid call.
It seemed like a stupid
then-
call.
And then also, hey, okay, everyone evacuate, ready? I'm gonna sit in this ship and fool them. Oh, everyone's getting picked off, every single one of them. Okay, let's wait for them to be like maybe 2 left, and then we'll hyperspeed into her.
Oh, I feel that was just
ship.
reaction time and coming up with a plan. I mean, if I saw my friends being picked off from afar, it'd take me a couple seconds to figure out what the fuck I was gonna do too.
Yeah, I don't know. I hated her. She was just the fucking worst. I think I hated her more than Rose.
Wow, I can never
That's
say
an
that.
aggressive
See,
amount of hatred.
Hollow didn't ruin anything for me. She was like, she felt mostly mostly inconsequential to that scene. She made a couple dumb things, but she was mostly there for Poe Dameron's character development. Like that was it. But Rose ruined Finn.
Well, you know
So-
what? Okay, Rose, I hated what she did and what she like symbolized, but I hated Holdo as a character.
I guess.
That's fair.
I don't know. I can't say hate. I just didn't have strong feelings about her. She was just like you literally could have put any face, any body in that spot. Could have been any character who was doing those same actions, and it just felt like a cliched action. Like that kind of like mentality of, oh, I'm just gonna keep everything to myself because spies, and do something that our characters don't understand. It maybe cliche is not the word, but like it just kind of felt like.
It's a trope. It's
Yeah,
something to.
it felt like it wasn't overly unique, and
it was to force plot.
yeah, and it was like any face in that spot would have done would have been the same feeling to me. So I don't know.
It was to force Poe being Poe and learning his lesson, and it
Mhm.
was to force Finn and Rose to fuck everything up.
Yeah, it was to force Finn and Rose's shit plot. It was to force Poe's good plot.
Yeah.
Although the Lightspeed scene was awesome,
Cinematically, that was gorgeous.
beautiful.
And then it just went quiet because
speed of sound.
yeah,
Can't keep up with that.
like it was so good.
That was
so
beautiful.
good.
And then like just that whole entire thing was great. It was great.
My 2 like favorite moments, not like scenes, like
But moments.
moments,
Yeah.
was the ship just fucking the other ship right in the bum.
Wait, let me guess
And
this. Can I
then-
guess it?
Yeah, go for it.
The scene where Rey throws the lightsaber to Kylo, Kylo catches it, flips it on through the guy's head.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, I know.
That was
It's
awesome.
such a great scene. Such a good
It
scene.
was so cool. And like, what made it is he didn't keep it there. It was just like a.
Yeah, he
and I was
literally on and
oh,
off.
Shit.
Done.
What I
In
liked
the
best
the-
about that.
in the theater when that happened, like I went opening night, so like the biggest of the biggest fanboys and girls were there. When that one
Fanboys
scene
and girls.
happened, everyone was like, "Damn!" Like everyone was fucking yelling. It was amazing.
I think Clayton and I did some of that. Did I gasp in this movie?
Yes.
Yes?
I'm sure we both did.
Yeah, there was definitely
I didn't
gasps.
cry this time.
Good.
That was
Good.
Yeah.
Upsides.
Darth Vader made me cry in Rogue One.
Yeah, I know.
Couple
I
tears.
remember that. I remember that. That was an intense scene.
My boy Darth.
What I think I liked the best about the Rey throwing it to Kylo was that didn't appear to be force. That was legitimate, just athletics.
She's like, yeah.
She just apparently I can javelin.
that wasn't a javelin. Learn your track.
Okay, but it's a shorter it's the same motion you're throwing. You're still like
No, javelin flies straight. That was doing that. That was
Did
like
it?
yeah.
Oh, it's spin. All right, it's more of a
It's spin. It
more
was
of a
like
duck
a-
if you're throwing a football.
Yeah. Or like a boomerang, but didn't come back.
No, you're right.
A boom. Or an orang.
I think it's more of a rang.
You think a rang?
Yeah.
She threw a rang.
A rang.
Batarang. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So what do we have we gone through everything? What else do we need? What do we need to talk about? Anyone else have anything they want to say?
I'm done.
yes.
Go on.
I have a couple things. A couple of the cutting scenes, like just bothered me. Like especially the Kylo Luke confrontation. Like it'd show a little bit, and then it'd cut to people I don't fucking care about running through the cave. and then show them, and then they cut through people running through the gate. I just want to fucking see the fight. So like a lot of the cutting annoyed me.
I feel like they just couldn't blow their load all at once.
I know. I felt like they did a really good job building anticipation, and then as soon as they got to the peak, they cut, and then it just brought it back down.
I mean, clearly Star Wars is really good at just teasing. Just teasing away with sad hand jobs.
Do you guys want to talk about the Kylo v. Luke
That was cool.
scene?
Did you guys pick that as not actually Luke?
Like,
I
not as soon as I
didn't
should have.
register it, because like as soon as he came on screen, I was like, "Oh fuck, he got a haircut. When did he get a haircut?"
I think.
And then he was on the field, and then he like drew the lightsaber. I'm like, "Hey, wait a fucking second."
That's exactly what I said.
Shit away. And like the whole time I was so confused. And then when it like the lightsaber went through him, I was like, "Oh fuck, he's not even there."
Yeah, so like he didn't make any footprints on the sand. They never touched lightsabers.
Yeah.
I picked it close to immediately, like not.
I didn't.
Like I figured it wasn't exactly the way like they were showing it before the lightsaber came out. His beard dyed. He got a haircut. Like thing. It just,
He looked exactly like he did in the flashback to Kylo.
It just
versus Luke,
wasn't-
which is obviously intentional.
yeah, it wasn't. It just was something wasn't right. And then when he pulled out the lightsaber, I'm like, okay.
Well, as soon as he pulled out the lightsaber, I turned to Eric. I was like, "Did they not pull it out? Did they destroy that like 2 seconds ago?" Like immediately, I turned to Eric and was like, "That lightsaber can't be there."
Yeah.
And then I think I was frantically worrying about that.
Yeah,
and
you
that's
were
why I was
very
like, I
focused
was
on the
very
plot
focused
hole.
on the lightsaber. I was like, that can't be there. That's a plot hole. You can't do that in Star Wars. You can't have plot
Did
holes.
they fuck it up? Oh
Star
my
Wars
God.
is perfect. Sand is bad. Everything about Star Wars is good.
Clayton got in such a big frenzy, he had to pull out his inhaler in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, and then I didn't pick up on it as quickly as I like
Should have.
should have. Like
I
you,
really liked that scene though. I
It was
thought
great.
cool.
So, very,
Yeah.
very well done.
amazing. Everything you said in that sentence was wrong. Luke be dropping bombs, dropping the lightsaber like a microphone. That was good.
Speaking of the flashback, I fucking loved it.
I thought that was such a very great way to do their relationship.
To show what happened.
Like, to show that Kylo, as a kid, that is a terrifying experience. Your mentor, your father's best friend, and most
Uncle.
likely...
Your uncle.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. Your uncle, and most likely the best man and maid of honor at your parents' wedding. Like,
You don't think Chewie got maid of honor?
He wasn't the best man. Chewie's best
yeah,
man.
you're right. Chewie was definitely
Oh,
the best
yeah,
man.
okay.
But like that, your master, and he's coming to kill you. All you see is the green lightsaber of
Waking
death,
you up.
and you're like,
The one that took as your role model, Vader.
well, shit. And then
And
giving,
like, I really liked how it showed the different sides of the
Yeah,
story.
Yeah, and it showed it progressively too. Like that was done well.
Yeah.
That like
Mhm.
concept, that series of scenes was done really well.
yes, I agree. 100%.
Yeah, like, because he was already being tempted by the dark side, and then
100%.
like his mentor just like is gonna kill him in his eyes, and it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, fuck this, I'm leaving, man.
Fuck
You're
you,
fucked.
fuck you,
I'm done
fuck
with your
you,
fucking weird cult
fuck
shit.
sand. I'm out.
I'm out. Did anyone pick up on like the obvious like Obi-Wan Anakin parallels in that scene with Ben and Luke?
I got at the point.
I failed you. Yes, you did. The only thing I was missing was high ground.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? He finds out Luke's a projection. He starts floating. High ground. I would have cried. In theaters, I would have laughed too hard. Would have killed me. Lack of
Although
breathing.
I had a little bit of a problem with Luke's thought process. Like, hey, I'm not gonna consult my sister or like my good buddy. I'm just gonna fucking kill their son. Just
Yeah.
because. Like, I get like it was a moment's decision, like, and it was a lapse in judgment, but like, how was that your thought process, Luke?
Like, what happened to Luke that got him so fucked up that he went, shit, Ben is not going to be a good apple. Instead of calling his parents like every other school, I'm just going to kill him.
I don't know. I feel it was just
I just
emotion.
thought of this as a little bit of fan fiction. I imagine what happened was he was eavesdropping on Snoke and Kylo, like, discussing why the dark side's good.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Because they have cookies.
Snoke made a comment about, like, Luke missing a hand. And then Ben's like, yeah, what a fucking loser. He doesn't even have a hand. And then he's like, oh, he's dead.
No!
He's done!
You don't make fun of the hand!
I think that's where he would have drawn the line.
That's
Now-
that's the line. That's the line in the sand, as they say.
Crucial question to you guys. After this movie, Do you think Kylo now really, really hates salt?
I hate salt. It's coarse. It's rough. It dissolves too quickly. It gets everywhere.
Because I think he would have to.
Now, follow-up question.
Yep.
If he hates salt, does he have to murder all the salt people, including the women and children?
Well, it wouldn't just be the men.
And the baby foxes.
Well, the baby foxes are going to be fine. They're okay. They're okay.
What if they're not? What if they're just
Don't
Kylo went on
you
a tear?
say
They
that.
just went on a tear and ruined.
They're good boys.
They're very good boys.
They were good boys.
All of them.
Every single that one was specifically was good boy.
He was the bestest of boys.
He was the schnook.
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah. God damn it.
We're so professional in here.
On a scale of 1 to professional,
That's a very good one, Clayton. Very
Thank you.
good. Very well done.
I do the wells.
Well.
Sorry, that was weird.
Yeah, that to everyone else that was just silence and
Yeah.
the laughter. I winked.
If we had more fans on our podcast, they'd probably start fan fictioning us or our gay fantasies about each other in this podcast. That's what we need. We need more fans so they can make fan fictions about our gay relationships.
Goal. You 9 listeners, if someone would please draw or write something about the 3 of us having a super hot 3-way.
Jesus
And
Christ.
Tweet it to us or email it to us. That would make my day. It's going on the wall and going to be the main reason I'm not going to get laid.
What the fuck, man? What the...
Okay.
That wasn't where I wasn't gonna go that balls deep, but okay.
Oh, you will.
This has just gone too far. It's over. It's over.
I'm out of things to talk about.
I still have more points.
Hit
go
us.
on.
I got two more topics.
Let's
I
go.
Would like to discuss. Okay. This is the one where you know what? Okay, this was, other than the Finn and Rose stuff, which I'm gonna name drop again.
Fuck.
I think this was the part of the movie that pissed me off the most. So, Kylo is my favorite character
Right.
from the new movies, like, by a lot.
Same.
I think he's super interesting and compelling and fucking hot.
And he's got a
Anyways.
great lightsaber. No matter what
he's
anyone
got a
says.
Great chest.
Let me see if I can find it for you. He does have a nice
Anyways.
chest.
Very wide. My thick boy.
So, anyways, like, the whole movie was building up this progression as, like, he started the movie like bad guy, then, like, he became more and more gray, and, like, the more and more he interacted with Rey, like, the more he changed, and the more interesting he got.
Yeah.
And then he killed Snoke. They had some fucking hot bonding experience killing a bunch of fucking people.
Yep.
And then he's like, here's my motivation. Like, good, bad, fuck it, doesn't matter. Like, let's tear it all down and start over. I'm like, cool. Like, interesting. And then Rey's something along the lines of, like, no, like,
Pass.
there's bad people out there, and the good people are fighting them for, like, a good reason. Like, let's just tear down the fucking bad guys. Like, there's no reason to tear down good guys, too. Like, they're not doing wrong. And then he's like, no, join me. This is how I want it. And then she's like, dude, no. And then he just fucking reverts back to first movie Kylo. Like, all his character progression just fucking went down the drain. Like, he went from, let's tear it all down, start over, to, nope, I'm Supreme Leader now. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that decision just totally disrespected all the development that he made during the movie.
Clayton.
I disagree. Where did you think he was going with it? Did you think he wasn't going to be Supreme Leader if Rey joined him?
Well, I don't know. It's just he became a different character, and I think just because Rey said no, he just reverted back to pre-progression. Like, it just took away all the progression that he
Kinda-
made during the movie.
Kind of felt like when you build up all your courage to ask someone out, they say no, and you just go, okay, I just go back to my lunch table.
Well, I don't know what else the plan would have been. How is he going to tear down and build it anew if he doesn't have the First Order? He needs the First Order. He needs to be Supreme Leader, otherwise he can't change anything.
I don't know. I think the
That's
two
why,
of
like,
us
I'm gonna
enough to
withhold
fuck
judgment
everyone
because,
up.
like, if the next movie shows that he's strictly using the First Order as a tool to accomplish that, I will be okay with it. But the way that they left it and the way that they made him act and the decisions he made in the climax scene and the way that they left him at the end of the movie, I didn't get that vibe of him using the First Order as a tool to accomplish that goal. I got it. Okay, I'm not doing the goal anymore. I'm just bad for bad's sake.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that. I think he was just emotional because he saw Luke. I don't think he changed any of his goals. I just think momentarily seeing Luke enraged him, and it caused him to go back to a sort of a primal state. But after that, other than that, I don't think he went back on anything. It's more just if Rey's not going to do it with him, he'll just do it alone. But he still needs to be the first. He still needs the First Order. Otherwise, he doesn't have the power to break anything down. I can see why he'd be angry.
Take it the next movie. I hope they don't waste this character. Just make him bad for bad's sake. I hope they continue to give him a lot of depth.
I agree. If they do go the way you felt it was going, I'd be upset. I didn't feel it was going that way, but of course, if they go that way, I'll be upset too.
So
yeah,
who's gonna be the villain?
I'm just nervous for the way that they left it because that's how I picked it up, but. We still have a whole movie worth of things to happen, so we'll see.
At least one movie.
Speaking of that one movie, who's gonna be the villain? What's
Darth Maul.
No, he's dead. He's dead in canon now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just kidding.
But
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
I'm so down.
Sarlacc can't take him down.
So down.
It'll be Kylo.
You think?
I got a cool theory.
Yeah, go on.
I heard that the villain for the next movie could be the Knights of Ren, who we still haven't seen. And they're gonna come in and just be super fucking evil, like they're gonna do and continue what Snoke was doing, and then Kylo's gonna be like, dude, no, this is just strictly evil. I want to fucking start over. I want everything fresh, clean slate. And he's gonna be out, pushed out from the First Order because he's not full evil. He's gray.
I would actually be okay with that.
The villains of the next movie could be the Knights of Ren. That's a potential.
Very down.
And then he'd only be Kylo.
And then he'd just be Ben.
Ben? I mean, yeah. Did it ever specify that the Knights of Ren weren't the bodyguards? Because that was a thought I had was, are those the Knights of Ren?
No.
Did it ever say they
never
aren't?
said they aren't.
Palpatine had those dudes too, though.
But
not necessarily the same
slightly
people, though.
different armor.
Yeah, the Palpatine's guys didn't use lightsabers either.
I hope that they weren't the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, I mean, so do I. I agree. I just thought that they might be it, because it never really specified who or what the Knights of Ren are, and I heard a rumor before the movie came out that they were going to be in this movie. Mm. And if they were in that movie, that's the only ones they could have been.
Yeah, I guess.
But that was a rumor, and it was not confirmed by, Ryan or anything, as far as I knew, so,
yeah.
I just didn't know. That's why I was asking.
Feel like...
Because, some of the previous knowledge, I thought at least some of the people in the Knights of Ren were people that Kylo took with him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
That's what I picked up, yeah. And
so, I think it would be interesting if they came back and they're like, "Okay, Big Daddy's gone. Let's fucking rip this shit up." And then he's like, "Dude, no." And then they're gonna push him out, and then he's gonna be forced to join up with Rey again to take out pure evil.
I could see that. Do you think the Knights of Ren are gonna be kind of like the Inquisitors in Star Wars? Have you seen Star Wars Rebels, Andrew?
Yep.
Do you think the Knights of Ren are kind of going to be like the Inquisitors, whereas they're not the leaders or anything like that, but they're kind of like the... Because the Knights of... I see, my biggest thing was I assumed at least some of the Knights of Ren were Force sensitive.
Some of them
none of the guards used any Force.
It's a psychological theory, but when there's all this power and it's not maintained, it goes sporadic and it gets out of control. And that's what the Knights of Ren could be. Snoke, although he was bad, had control over them.
Yeah,
and
he kind of kept them...
Now that there's these rogue power things...
There you go, Ham.
That would be cool. And, that would also keep it from being, the original trilogy where it's, one bad foe to face.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool.
This would be, just crazy, unpredictable, rabid dogs, and they just have to, take that out. That would be interesting, I think.
So, JJ, write this shit down, man.
Yeah, I can see that. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'd be down for that. I'd be super down for that.
Is that the theory you wanted to talk about?
And then we get lightsaber fights.
That wasn't the one. The other one's kind of a little off topic. It's more on Rian Johnson's trilogy, if that's still happening.
Right. Okay. So, did you have another point about the movie, or do you want to go into that?
No, that's how I feel. I think that would be very, very cool.
Yeah, I'd be super down to see that.
Yeah.
I would love it.
So then, do you want to talk about that kind of like off-topic theory?
Yeah, sure.
So do you guys want to rate first then?
Yeah, if we're gonna move on, let's rate first.
Wrap up the movie and then we can chat about that.
Sure.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Oh,
all right,
Andrew, go.
Andrew volunteers.
Okay, I'm gonna give it 5 liters of greenish blue milk.
Fair enough.
I respect that.
Clayton?
I'm gonna give it 948 snaps.
I'm gonna give it 67 angry little Nona creatures.
Oh, little Nonas!
The caretakers of the island.
Yeah.
Alright, so our meaningless ratings are gone. Alright, let's wrap it up with Andrew's theory.
Should we?
Okay.
Should we talk?
Oh.
Hang on. Should we tell people, like, if this is your first time listening to us, the rating that we just gave is showing how useless our opinions actually are. They're not a real rating system because none of this matters. So if you're sitting there going like, what? This doesn't help me see the movie.
They didn't tell me out of what?
So like, that's the point.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd say that because we've been doing it for a while and I
guess we
never
haven't
really
explained
explained it.
Yeah.
So
I think we explained it the first time we did it and then haven't since.
I'm going to try to remember to explain it before we do it. I can't.
You can't explain it every time. You get it.
But every
explain it
podcast
every
is
once in a
someone's
while.
first podcast, Clayton.
So now we have 9 people.
You don't know
We'd have
that.
like 22 people by now if we.
Fair.
That's true.
That's fair.
Mathematically, it could have been.
You're right.
Anyways, moving on. Andrew, do your theory before Eric starts talking stupid again.
One thing I forgot. Never mind. My favorite part of the whole fucking movie was when Snoke told him to take the stupid mask off.
Yeah, and then you got really
Just
pissed
fucking
off.
Beat the shit out of it. Oh my god. I love the Kylo temper tantrums.
Kylo temper tantrums are my spirit animal.
Emo Kylo.
Emo Kylo
Oh, I
Ren.
love it. Okay, so, have you guys seen the JJ Star Trek movies, the 3 of them?
I have, yeah.
I don't think I saw the last one, but I saw the first 2.
Okay, well, without spoiling anything.
It's fine. You can spoil that. I really don't care.
The first 2 are very, like, story, plot-driven, like, this is the sequel to the first one where a bunch of things happen. The third one was very different. The third one was very much a one-off adventure. It didn't, like, really contribute to any overarching plot. It was just these characters in this situation doing their own thing. And, like, I had a really fun time with it, and I thought it did it really well. This movie, I felt like it was trying to do both, and that's where a lot of fault came in. It tried to be a fun kind of one-off adventure, like the Finn and Rose stuff and the Holdo and Poe stuff. Like, that didn't really contribute to the overarching plot all that much. It was more of a one-off thing. But then all the Rey, Luke, Kylo, Snoke stuff, that was contributing to the overarching plot. And I think that's where the movie had a lot of fault, because it tried to do both without really excelling in either or.
Right.
So, if Rian Johnson is getting his own trilogy, the things that I think could work in that are making them fun one-offs, like Star Wars stories. Like, I think he could make a good Star Wars story if that was the focus and it doesn't take away from the stuff we actually care about.
Revan!
Because, like, it was very beautifully shot, and, like,
Yeah.
if this was in a different movie focusing on that theme, I'm not saying it would be bad, it's just that's not what we went to this movie to see, and it didn't really matter for us. So, if he made like one-off adventures or stuff like that, I could support it. So, like, by no means, like, this wasn't a bad movie, there were just a couple flaws with it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was
So,
not perfect.
It's not really a theory, it's just a hopefulness for the future.
That's
Theory.
fair. That's a good look at it. I could respect that kind of look at it.
Yeah. Well, I think we have rambled on for long enough. If you want to contact the show with horribly, horribly graphic fan fiction,
Don't!
you can... No, don't listen to him. I'm going to put it in his room. You can email the show at the mediocreco@outlook.com. You can find us on Twitter at the Mediocre. You can... Nope, that's it, actually. That is just it. Thank you for listening. Please tell a friend if you have any friends and are listening to this. We would really appreciate it. We really appreciate you 9 to 4 that listen. It means a lot to us. We'll be back sometime soon talking about something else.
Yo, this next one isn't 25, right? Because that's trivia.
I'll let you know when I post this.
Okay. It may be trivia. I don't think it is.
I'm not prepared for trivia. If it is, that'll be a
We have a
lot
week,
of work.
we have a
Yeah,
week.
true. So, Thank you so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful life.
Or don't.
Or
Who am I
don't.
to
Yeah,
judge?
like I can't
I ain't your
control
boss.
it. I'm Reek. Goodbye.
I'm
You
bye.
don't
Just
have to
bye.
say your
I'm
name.
not gonna introduce myself again. Bye.
I'm just Reek.
All right, here's for the Nonas.
Here's for the Nonas. Lower your expectations,
guys.
everyone.